Hey guys, it's Brian here. Welcome to another episode of Brian Meets Reality. And today I want to talk about the big W that Johnny Depp has earned and justice was served when it came to his defamation case against his ex-wife, Amber Heard. Now, this was a very important trial and a very important case because this was something that needed to be seen on a wider scale. It needed to be seen by the masses, is because there's always been this stigma, or it's always been this issue of men when it comes to abuse, that people have in their head that men can't be abused, or men or that women can't lie or make up any type of accusations against a man, that all women are just innocent and that they can't do no wrong, and that we have to just believe them just because they said so. And I was never for that mantra of believe all women. I'm more so for the fact of I don't just believe anybody. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what your sexual orientation, your gender. I don't give a damn. All I care about is the truth. And that's what I care about. Don't believe all women and don't believe all men. You want to believe the truth. I care about those receipts. And this was a perfect example. Amber Heard was a perfect example of why the believe all women movement, or the believe all women mantra, just doesn't work. It, like, this Johnny Depp case has shattered everything. It shattered everything about this whole type of movement, or this vocal point. And I'm really glad for that, because everybody got a chance to see for themselves with receipts about how devious, mischievous that this woman is. And it needed to be seen on a wider scale, because Johnny Depp is an example of what men can possibly go through or have been through when it comes to a woman wrongfully accusing them of things that they have never done to them in the first place, and how society just up and just jump on that woman's side without any form of proof or hard evidence that any of this stuff have actually ever taken place. And that's where the problems come from, when we have the court of a public opinion come in and just ruin a man's life without actually getting down to the hardcore truth of everything. We didn't even get both sides of the story. We just got her side of the story when the news first broke about this whole abuse accusation against Johnny Depp, and then everybody just jumped and took this woman's side, and because of political correctness. And this is a perfect example of what happens to a society who just allow women to just go unchecked. There's no balance. And I believe when it came to this particular situation, or this dynamic between men and women and how we interact with each other, was all planned by design. The destruction and just the mistrust between men and women, because you think about it, in some sense, you would say that, believe all women, or hashtag me too, it's actually a good thing and everything like that. It, has some good outcomes. But I would say that, yes, like, if you was a rational person and then you hear, like, yeah, women need to, come out and be protected so they can be able to tell the truth about the abuse that they had experienced and stuff like that, and make sure that these men, or whoever the perpetrator is, pay for their actions and what they done, or they exploited their powers over these women. But we got to a point to where we tried to overcorrect things. And I would say that this overcorrection was designed and implemented on purpose to be able to create this divide between men and women. And the fact is that we went on for so many years with with the feminism movement and everything, the protection of women, and just living in this gynocentric, society. Now we see the cracks in it. We actually see it on the front stage, and it had to take two celebrities, because taking the average man, or taking the average man and woman, no one would have paid the case any mind. People would have just went on with their daily lives. But the fact that it was Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, or more specifically Johnny Depp, everybody tuned in to actually see what this was all about. People got a chance to see the evidence and see the lies that this woman had placed on Johnny Depp. And people got to see the nature of women like this and what women are capable of. So hopefully this will allow more men to step and come forward to pretty much clear their name. Because the worst thing that a man can ever in his life experience is having his character and having who he is destroyed by a woman and having society turn against him off of false accusations is because when a woman does something as dangerous as an accusations or sexual assault, abuse, and everything like that, when society comes for that man, all his opportunities, his life is pretty much ruined. His employment opportunities is taken from him, and even his prospects of marrying or even mating with another woman gets ruined. It's because she's always going to have in her head, from what she's seen on the news or what she heard from people, that you're this type of man when you're actually not. And what hurts even more is, even once the evidence, even once the facts come out, 9 times out of 10, most people will still have in the back of their head, in their subconscious, that, hey, he must have did it. He had to do it. And since we live in this society now where everything is men's fault, even being found innocent at times, people will still say that, hey, the system was designed by men, so of course it's going to protect that man. He still must have had done it, even though the evidence pointed that he hasn't. So that really hurts that man. So something had to be done, and we had to see it for what it was. And what goes to show is that how society has allowed women to go unchecked is because Amber Heard literally exploited that. You heard in the audio that she told Johnny Depp that, hey, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna tell everybody that I beat you up? That a skinny woman, short woman such as myself hurt you? She literally said that. She said they will believe me. She knew that if she goes in front of the public, or she go to the court, or go to the media or whatever, she knew that the media and everybody was going to take her side because she was a woman. And she already knew that no one was going to believe Johnny Depp because he's a man. She knew that. So if she knew that, how many other women out there knows that fact, is that they can exploit that to be able to get what they want, or to be able to hide their thought past or anything of that sort, in order to not take accountability for the stupid decisions that they made in their life. And this is why this case was important. This was important for not only just for abuse victims, but more important for men, that men have a voice, that men can now be able to speak up against women like Amber Heard. Now, there's a lot of people saying that, Amber Heard has set women back, years and stuff like that. No, it set women back like her. This is a case, and this is a situation where it discourages behavior like this. This is why it's more important for more men like Johnny Depp. I mean, powerful men, more like men with status and prestige, because this is the only time people's going to give a fuck about this and pay attention to this. More men like Johnny Depp needs to stand up to women that's like Amber Heard, because we need this type of behavior to be discouraged, and we need this type of behavior to stop, because there's an incentive for women to do this, for women to come out and falsely accuse men like Johnny Depp. It's because, one, she gets that validation that she wants. She gets that dopamine hit of attention. Everybody is coming to her aid, coming to her rescue. She get book deals. She gets all these opportunities off of the back of a man that she's accusing. You see how that works? Where we talk about how women should be, women are independent, they're strong, and this, that, and the third. But yet Amber Heard had got all these benefits from Johnny Depp off of a man's back by slandering this man, made a name for herself, and they even put her as a spokeswoman for, I believe, for domestic abuse or something like that. And where are those people? Where's that same energy that they had against Johnny Depp for these accusations, now that we know that Amber Heard was the one that was actually the one that's doing the abusing, And that's why this case was so important, because not only that this defamation case helped Johnny Depp's image, it also broke down all the lies that this woman has set in place. And what makes it even more damning is the fact is that you no longer can't trust pictures, because she had Photoshop images. They had the media doctor up pictures of her face and the abuse that she supposed to have experienced. So now you can't even trust pictures. You can't even trust pictures now. Now you have to thoroughly investigate and thoroughly get both sides of the stories and line these stories up between the man and the woman to find out who's the actual victim, who's the real victim. Because the real victim wasn't Amber Heard. The real victim was Johnny Depp himself. Now, yes, you can have your opinions about Johnny Depp that they're both toxic individuals. They both have issues and stuff. But at the end of the day, a man's image was ruined. He was drugged through the mud. And what made it worse was Johnny Depp was going to take the L, even though he didn't do anything, or that she claimed that he did. He was going to take the L because he still had love for this chick. Despite what she done to him, he still had love for this woman. And he was going to take that abuse until she didn't know how to let her foot off his neck, because she still kept pushing the issue. She still kept just like making him out to a monster that he wasn't. And what made it worse was his kids got affected. She didn't even think about his kids. That's how greedy she got. That's how demonic this chick was. She didn't even care about his kids. His kids had to go through school and suffer through the bullying of all these false accusations. She didn't even give a fuck about his kids. And that's what made that man say, you know what? My kids is now getting affected by this shit. I can't let her get away with this. And kudos to Johnny Depp. This had to be done. Regardless of how you feel about Johnny or what you feel about celebrities in general, this was important for men. Men had to see this. The world had to see this, to see that, hey, men can be abused too, and women aren't so innocent that society and everybody try to make women out to be. That they're human just like the rest of us. They're humans just like men. They make mistakes just like men. They can be devious and mischievous just like men. And hopefully now that we should be able to get some type of balance in the near future when it comes to how we treat these cases. You know, like a lot of these women ask for equality and everything, but when it comes to the system itself, it benefits them. You don't see them trying to change the system to make it fair for both men and women. No, you don't see them going to try to fight for family court, change the family court laws, change the way child support works, and change divorce laws and everything. You don't see them trying to advocate for those type of changes to make it fair, because it gives them that type of an advantage. Why would they, if you got an advantage, why would you want to go out there and try to make it fair? That makes no sense. So you don't see women up here up in arms going to city hall or whatever their local state officials are to ask, say, hey, we demand change. We demand fair, equal balance between our male counterparts, like they claim that they want this type of equality. So hopefully in the future, women get treated the same as men when it comes to these type of cases, because it has been so lopsided, so one-sided. And I'm just glad that this W happened, and it was on a platform, and it happened with celebrities for the world to see how men are treated when it comes to the system, when it comes to these type of things and domestic abuse. So I would say victims who have been abused, don't even let this discourage you from coming out to, if you legitimately been abused. I'm talking about men and women, more specifically women. Don't let what Amber Heard has done discourage you to speak your voice as well. I still want to speak to the women who actually legitimately been abused. Don't let this discourage you. You still have to go out there and with receipts and evidence that, hey, I've been a victim of this. And something needs to be done. Justice needs to be served, and fellas, if you've been abused and you've been through a lot with a woman that you've been through, speak up. You're not a coward. You're not a punk. You're none of those things. Speak up, because we definitely need that fairness. We definitely need that balance, and we definitely need that equality between the sexes. We definitely do. But that's pretty much my overall thoughts and opinions. I'm glad that Johnny Depp has won, and I think this is going to start something. It's going to start a rise of men coming out or men being bold the moment things go down like this, that they're going to fight it, because this behavior needs to be discouraged. This behavior it should never be rewarded, because if it's always rewarded, then this behavior is going to constantly happen. So definitely your thoughts in the comment sections below. What do you think about the whole Johnny Depp and Amber Heard defamation case throughout the entire case? What do you think? And who you think who's really innocent? Of course, Johnny Depp is, but I definitely still want to hear your perspective on it. If you like the video, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. because it definitely helps me in the algorithm. And hit that bell to be notified for more real talk conversations from Brian and Brian Meets Reality. So, signing off. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.